How's it going, guys? Kashu here, and today I am going to be reading, but it's not going to be a creepypasta. I'm actually going to read to you an excerpt from a book called Like Water for Chocolate. It's a pretty good book. I had to read it for summer homework, but it turns out it was actually very, very interesting. So I'm just going to read to you a little piece of it, and I'll make sure to leave a link to the book from Amazon down below if you want. So yeah, this is on page 115. As you see, within our bodies, each of us has the elements needed to produce phosphorus. And let me tell you something I've never told a soul. My grandmother has a very interesting theory. She said that each of us is born with a box of matches inside us, but we can't strike them all by ourselves. Just as an experiment, we need oxygen and a candle to help. In this case, the oxygen, for example, would come from the breath of a person you love. The candle could be any kind of food, music, caress, word, or sound that engenders the explosion that lights one of the matches. For a moment, we are dazzled by an intense emotion. A pleasant warmth grows within us, fading slowly as time goes by until a new explosion comes along to revive it. Each person has to discover what will set off those explosions in order to live. Since the combustion that occurs when one of them is ignited is what nourishes the soul. That fire, in short, is its food. If one doesn't find out in time what will set off these explosions, the box of matches dampens, and not a single match will ever be lighted. If that happens, the soul flees from the body and goes to wander among the deepest shades, trying in vain to find food to nourish itself, unaware that only the body it left behind, cold and defenseless, is capable of providing that food. How true these words were. Nobody knew it better than she. Unfortunately, she had to admit that her own matches were damp and moldy. No one would ever be able to light another one again. And the saddest thing was that she knew what set off her explosions, but each time she had managed to light a match, it had persistently been blown out. As if reading her thoughts, John went on. That's why it's important to keep your distance from people who have frigid breath. Just their presence can put out the most intense fire, with results we're familiar with. If we stay a good distance away from those people, it's easier to protect ourselves from being extinguished. Taking one of Tita's hands in his, he added simply, "There are many ways to dry out a box of damp matches, but you can be sure there is a cure." Tita felt tears run down her face. Gently, John dried them with his handkerchief. "You must, of course, take care to light the matches one at a time. If a powerful emotion should ignite them all at once, they would produce a splendor so dazzling that it could illuminate far beyond what we can normally see. And then a brilliant tunnel would appear before our eyes, revealing the path we forgot the moment we were born, and summoning us again to regain the divine origin we had lost. The soul ever longs to return to the place from which it came, leaving the body lifeless. Ever since my grandmother died, I've been trying to demonstrate this theory scientifically. Perhaps someday I will succeed. What do you think?" Alright, that was it. And I really, really like that for some reason. I'm not gonna say exactly what my views on it are, but that's what you're for. I was gonna ask you, what do you guys think that this person meant? I just really liked it because it was so deep. Like, at first you're like, oh, he's just talking about matches. What does matches have to do with anything? And then you're like, oh, right? That's what happened to me anyway. All right. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like it if you did, and make sure to comment what you think Mr. John meant, because I think there are a lot of interesting opinions out there. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, or night, or whatever time of day it is where you are. See you guys.